Hey everyone, it is Scott Brown here with day 12 of the 90-day Darren LaCroix Facebook Live Challenge. I guess this is take 2 tonight because even though I just did this, the video disappeared. It never showed up on my timeline, never showed up anywhere. So we're going to try to do this again. So as I was saying earlier, if you heard this, you probably already heard this. So this weekend really kind of marks the beginning of playoff football season. Tonight, the first round of the college football playoffs starts, and we're going to be crowning a new football national champion in the next couple of weeks. And that whole process of determining winners and losers in the football season has got me thinking a little bit about life in general. And really something that has been bothering me a lot and I've been thinking about over the last year on a pretty regular basis. And that's this whole concept that, at least for as long as I can remember, I've been told that there are winners and losers in life. You look at somebody and you say, wow, that guy is really a winner. And you look at somebody else and say, man, they're really a loser. And unfortunately, all too often, a lot of us have this voice in the back of our head when we mess up, that one of the things we tell ourselves is, oh, I can't believe I did that. I am such a loser. But are we really? What are we really losing at when we say that? How are we determining if we're a winner or a loser? Because there are no real rules for life, aren't there? So there's really two types of games that exist out there in the world. You have formal games and informal games. Formal games are those games that have a specific way to enter the game and exit the game. There's specific parameters. There's rules for how you play it. There's rules that say when the game begins, rules that say when the game ends, rules to determine who's actually won and who's actually lost. Or, if you're the Steelers and Browns, if you actually tie, which is a whole different type of situation. But there's rules that guard those formal games. And a lot of them you see on television. You see all the sporting events, football, baseball, basketball, hockey, tennis, and then you have, especially during the holiday season, you have people playing board games around their family on a regular basis. People play Monopoly, and they play the game of life, and they play checkers and chess, and they play card games. And there's always these formal rules that dictate, did somebody win or did somebody lose? And there's a winner and a loser. But there's all these other games that we're told that we play that are informal games, that we're told that there are winners and losers, but are there really winners and losers? Are there really winners and losers in life? Are there really winners and losers in business? Are there really winners and losers in education? Or are there times that maybe somebody is ahead and somebody is behind, that somebody has won something and somebody has lost something, but that doesn't really equate to if they're actually a winner or a loser? I think that we get those terms confused all too often of I'm a winner or I'm a loser, as opposed to I've won or I've lost. And those are two very different types of things. See, because if you've won or if you've lost, that's very specific to an individual type of event. You might have won or lost a sporting event. You might have won or lost a speech competition. And how you react to that can really determine upon your frame of reference. I know that I haven't always been the most gracious of losers, especially at speech competitions. There are times that I've placed second in a speech competition and I've walked out the doors, opened the trash can, and tossed in a second place trophy. Not because I wasn't grateful that I came in second, but it wasn't what I expected from myself. I expected to be able to do more than what I had done on that day. And I was disappointed in that, and I didn't want to have something to memorialize that outcome. But that doesn't mean that I was a loser, it just meant that I lost. And just because you've lost doesn't make you a loser. Being the most braggadocious person in the room doesn't make you a winner, any more than having the biggest bank account, the most property, the biggest job. It just means that you have things in life that maybe somebody else doesn't have. And just because somebody right now might be down on their luck and they might have lost certain things, doesn't mean that they're a loser. It just means that they've lost something. We can't get those two terms confused, winning and losing, because they apply to two totally different types of situations. Those formal games, Those games that we play for competition, those always will have winners and losers. But those informal games of business and life and education, they might have events in which someone's ahead or behind, but that doesn't make somebody a winner or a loser. So as we head into 2019, I challenge you to think about the words you say to yourself and think about how you refer to yourself and refer to others and think about the whole concept of winning and losing. Because if it was up to me, I really think that somebody who gives the most they have to somebody else, who gives the best of what they have to offer to help somebody else, that person's a winner, whether or not they get anything from that experience materialistically or not. If you look at somebody like Nelson Mandela or Mother Teresa, or even every one of those Little League coaches that I know from Orlando, they've all won because they've given the best that they can to help somebody else get better. They've helped somebody else improve, take a step forward. And that investment in somebody else, that's a win for somebody. But it doesn't necessarily mean that society would deem them as a winner for what they've done. But it also shouldn't mean that they're a loser for what they don't have. So as you go into this next year, I want you to reframe and start thinking about how you consider winning and losing, who you consider to be a winner and a loser, and what you can do in 2019 to put yourself onto a path to separate formal from informal situations and reframe those words so that you know that as you're moving forward, as long as you're helping somebody get better, you've probably won. Until tomorrow, everyone, have a great night.